There's many ways to gather information. And the way that I gather information is I observe. I also listen. So when I'm sitting in a meeting or in a training for hours and I don't say a word, I often get told that I'm not participating. I am participating. I am processing information constantly. I just don't always have to share it. And that's why I'm considered to be the most private person on the Enneagram. Often really misunderstood because I am considered to be quiet, cold, aloof, distant. I know that these are the labels that you give me. But if you really knew me, you would know that I am none of those things. But the reason why I keep this guard up is because, like all head types, I am suspicious as to whether or not I can trust you. I experience the fear, anxiety of the head triad, perhaps more like caution. I don't flap. I look very calm. But if inside I am aware of my solar plexus, I do have a lot of caution, worry, anxiety, but I pinch it up into a chest of drawers. It's called isolation. And it's what I do with my hurt and my discomfort and my sensitive heart. I isolate it so that I don't have to feel it anymore. Because I have a very sensitive heart, a very creative heart. But it's a heart that often feels overwhelmed by other people's needs. It's a heart that feels like everything is so big and scary and overwhelmingly wow. There's so much to learn. There's just hyperlinks and hyperlinks. I love knowledge. Knowledge is the fives thing. Because facts and information, whether they are researched, whether they are read, whether they are observed, whether they are heard, whatever, they are my weapon to make me feel safe in an otherwise unsafe, emotionally world. Remember that for head types, when we talk about safety, we're not necessarily talking about physical safety. We're talking about emotional safety. I'm certainly a lot more sensitive than I appear. And the reason I know I don't appear sensitive is because part of my pattern is stinginess. This is nothing to do with material stinginess. I'm not a material person at all. This has got everything to do with emotional stinginess. I lock my emotion. I safeguard my emotion. Because I decided a long time ago, and this is my core belief, that it's not okay to be too comfortable in the world. And what I mean by that is that I prefer just to put my guard up. That's why I have to have my alone time. That's why I keep my circle very small. That's why I prefer my own company often. And I have a private place that does only belong to me. It's a place where I go to hang out with myself and restore, because other people's needs seriously drain me. And everybody's really busy and loud. That's why I have to say, if you come to my house and I invite you over, like, I am going to be specific about it ends at 4. And at 5 to 4, I'm going to make it clear that it's going home time. I am really good at those boundaries. Too good, in fact. Sometimes I put them out there pretty far. But this is actually difficult for me too, because I keep myself so isolated. I sometimes don't know how to behave. And this really makes me feel unconfident. When I feel unconfident and stressed and concerned and worried, and I get sort of frantically in need of learning more and frantically doing more and indulging in perhaps more of whatever, mostly to do with information, maybe it's video games, maybe it's shopping, but mostly it's something to do with insatiable need for information. Maybe it's a practice like yoga where there's this almost frantic in the 7, the stress point of 5 being 7, a frantic need to know more or indulge more. This is the scatteredness of 5, which I wouldn't want you to see, because in the best of me, when I can access certainty, when I'm absolutely knowing that I'm the expert, I can show up. Because until then, I keep myself so small that nobody knows how extraordinary I am. And of course I'm extraordinary. The best of me sits in 8. This is when I am an oak tree. I am the expert in what I do, and you don't even know how I know, but I know. And what a pity if I don't have the confidence to show you that I know. When I know, I can stand in front of 5,000 people and speak with authority and dignity and elegance and certainty, like an omnipotent, all-seeing, wise one. So come on, 5s, show us. We know you've got that in you. Be a little more generous with yourself, won't you?